This is the Smart Beach Investor Podcast, where we explore how investors leverage real estate at the beach to live big lives and build their personal wealth. If you are an investor at the beach or you want to be, you found the right place. Enjoy today's show and be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode of the Smart Beach Investor.
Welcome to 2022. 2021's in the books, an amazing year for real estate investing here at the beach. 2022, probably going to be better. So let's take a quick look at what we're watching for 2022 as regard to investing here at the beach. Okay. Supply chain, right? We've all heard about this supply chain, this, that, and the other thing. Supply chain. Well, normally that's been an issue. I think it's going to work in our favor here at the beach. Here's what I'm talking about, right? Supply chain for vacation destinations. Let's look at them. Europe. Let's go out of the country. Right now, I see that the CDC still continues to advise not to travel internationally unless you're fully inoculated against COVID-19, have negative tests, go through about 1,000 hoops, all this stuff if you're going to leave the country and go on a vacation. That's a problem. Even bigger problem might be coming back, all right? You leave the country, cool, you get there, you do your thing, I don't know, mask, vax cards, whatever, while you're there, but you still have to come back. And that means COVID tests and everything. Matter of fact, Brittany, our producer for the show, she went to Mexico for Christmas. That's out of the country, right? Brittany, what happened? Tell me a quick story about what happened to you at Christmas time.
Quick story is I went for a week and I came back 2 weeks later. Not complimentary.
Right. So what happened? Why couldn't you come back?
Well, you do not have to take a test to get into Mexico, but you do have to take a test and prove that you have a negative test to get back into the States. And me and my travel partner, we took the test and both tested positive the day before we were supposed to leave and were denied access to get on the plane.
And I'm pretty sure positive is a negative situation for you getting stuck outside of the country. You have things to do back here, fair?
Yes, definitely had things to do. And there really is no way around it because your only options, I know all the details now because I've had all this time to do research, but you have to prove either negative or proof of recovery signed off by a doctor. But either way, you can't get around the quarantine time.
Right.
So we were stuck and we couldn't leave our room and we had to pay for it. And whatever you had waiting for you back home, you just didn't have an option. It had
still waiting there and the cost to stay somewhere else. So if you're leaving the country, you better plan on if you can't get back and have some sort of a plan in place for that. It happens. You're not the only one. Is that fair to say? When you were down there, Brittany, was there others?
Yeah, we had heard of a few others before us, but the group we were hanging with, they all tested negative and we're pretty excited. So we had confidence we would as well. But no, we weren't the first, and I'm sure we won't be the last, especially if there's not regulations for getting into the country. You never know if you even bring it with you.
You never know.
If you get it there.
Yeah, so traveling outside the country can be problematic, right? Look at the other vacation destination type of competition here in the supply chain. Cruises. Same situation going there. I just looked, CDC warning, avoid travel to this destination regardless of vaccine status, it says right on their website. Okay. Not a great endorsement to go on cruises. And I've seen reports, 150 people on a cruise. I saw a TikTok about this, matter of fact, where the people are on there. There's only 150 passengers. It sounds like kind of a cool thing, but the restaurants were jacked up because of that. They didn't open all the shops and the entertainment. It's just not so great, right? And again, you got to get back into the country and into your port and all that stuff. So cruises aren't so great. How about major cities, right? Have you heard about what's going on in our major cities? I saw, and I think Brittany's going to post a graphic here, murder rates, right? All-time records in 12 different cities here. I mean, it's amazing. 501 homicides in Philadelphia in the last year in 2021. Not a good welcome thing there, right? I saw that on the news too. I mean, was it yesterday or the day before in New York City? Some woman's hanging out in Times Square in the subway. Some dope pushes her into oncoming train. She dies. That's not cool, right? Friend of mine posts on Facebook. He lives up in Edina, Minnesota, a very highbrow suburb just outside of Minneapolis. That he heard over the weekend. A friend of his got carjacked at at a parking lot, in a parking lot. I mean, what the heck? What the heck? I'm not so excited to go to Portland, LA. What happened in LA? Some gal got killed working at a furniture store I saw on the news. So these big cities are not great tourist attractions right now. So the supply chain, when you look at vacation destinations, ain't so great unless, of course, you live in Florida or maybe Alabama on the Gulf Coast, right? Here's the thing about that. You can drive here, right? Throw the family in the car. You can drive here. No vax card, no mask, no nothing, right? The beaches are open. Florida's open. Alabama's open. Come here. And if you need to go back, head up back north, whatever. Just throw the family in the car and you're out of here. No hassles. So where the supply chain is hurting other vacation destinations, it is paying dividends here in Northwest Florida and Alabama on the Gulf Coast. And I see it. I see it because we operate, my wife does, beach days vacations, and the phone is ringing off the hook with people coming here and renting. We're seeing it. In the winter there, anybody who owns vacation rentals here at the beach, huge win in 2022, right? A huge win, which is great. So we expect our rents to be higher in 2022. And that's probably also going to drive real estate values up in 2022 initially. Okay. Other things we're watching outside supply chain. All right. Interest rates. We're all hearing about these interest rates, the Fed this, the Fed that. Fact of the matter is, interest rates are going to go up. They're going to go up this year, people. And when they go up, matter of fact, I'm just looking right here. I just saw a report. Interest rates right now are as high as they've been since spring of 2020. Okay. And they're expected to go up here in March and April when the Fed comes out and releases their new reports. So what does that mean? Well, what we're seeing right now is buyers here in January already are jumping in. I think we have 44 properties closed or pending already, and we're at what, January 17th, 16th, somewhere around here. We got a ton of stuff happening. Buyers are trying to buy these properties before the rates go up. I mean, it's just the way it is, right? When the cost to buy real estate goes up, it's going to make it harder for buyers to buy. So we're seeing them jumping in, which is interesting. If you're looking at real estate right now, or if you own real estate right now, could be a good time to sell because you can still get good rates right now, and there's a bunch of buyers. Okay. The next thing we're watching, okay, investors. I mean, investors have been going nuts buying properties all over the place. You hear about these things, these Airbnbs popping up everywhere and people buying in Florida. Matter of fact, I just saw a stat. 1 in 5 U.S. home sales or purchases in the third quarter of 2021 were by investors. 1 in 5. In Florida, it's even higher. Miami, 28.1% of all sales in the fourth quarter of 2021, investor buyers. Tampa Bay, 24.5%. Jacksonville, 28.3% of all purchasers were by investors. Okay. That sounds cool. And it kind of is a cool thing if you think about it. Investor buyers typically can come in, and I'm talking about big investor buyers coming in and buying up big things, hedge funds coming in and buying up a lot of properties, syndicates coming in, pooling money and coming in and buying properties, mom and pops coming up, a couple people just, going together buying properties, individuals buying properties, kids. My daughter, she's 19 years old. She's looking for a condo. She's going to buy her first investment property. She's not alone in that age group. So investor buyers are everywhere, and they're going to start pushing in Florida, especially with these Airbnbs, VRBO, all those kind of things. It's really cool to see what's going on. In that, we're going to have to watch and see if it continues in the trend it is. If prices go up, it's going to probably cause a little bit of heartache there for them to buy too. Always does. So we're going to have to watch that. So as I look out here at 2022, what are we going to do? If you're an owner of real estate here at the beach in 2022, what are you going to look for? Okay. Huge rental income in 2022. Crush it. Awesome. Love it. Strong buyer demand initially in 2022. as we watch interest rates tick up, and they're supposed to throughout the year, and affordability get harder to come by, and prices get just so high that investor buyers and individual buyers and everybody just can't come, and even renters can't afford it, you're going to start to see prices slow down, I think. So look for January through July to be crazy town. All right. Listings selling right away, multiple offers, getting back into that stuff. Look for that. And then maybe in the third quarter, you start to see some moderation, maybe some weirdness start to happen. Fourth quarter, let's talk about this for a real quick minute. I've been doing this for a long time. I see these people reporting on what's going on and telling you what to do and how to do it and whatever. Here's the thing. The market has been on an upward trajectory since 2009. That's longer than some of y'all that are buying this stuff been alive or able to buy real estate. Some of the old timers have washed out. But folks like me, remember back when we had short sales and foreclosures and things turned. Those are lessons that need to be remembered, because the market's not always going to be up. And it's been up so long that it has to turn. I just don't know when, but it's going to turn. There's going to be some pain. So if you're not buying right, if you're not investing right, if you got yourself out on a limb, be very, very careful. I'm telling you that because I think 2022 is a great time to buy. And I think you can make a ton of money, but just stay to your fundamentals, stay smart on what you're doing, and be in a long-term hold, okay? So let's go back to it. First half of the year is going to be great. A lot of activity, a lot of action, go crazy, right? Third quarter, fourth quarter, you're going to see some moderation because that interest rate's going to tick up. That's going to cause affordability problems. Rents are going to get so darn high, it's going to cause affordability problems. People just aren't going to be able to pay the prices, okay? Inflation's going to hit. People aren't going to afford to come down here and spend the money. All that stuff's going to hit. Okay, affordability's become a problem. So look for a turn in 2023, late 2022, somewhere around there. Stay to the basics and look for a turn, all right? What to do on top of that? As always, what we preach all the time here is if you're a long-term holder, 5 years or longer, who cares? Watch, laugh, joke about it, make fun of these people. It's going to be chaos, but be careful. Long term, you're fine. Who cares? Short term, you can get out of this business in 5 years or less. Be careful. Be very, very careful, because these are good times right now, but they will and can and will change. I would advise you to take the money now, take the sure thing now. You know where the prices are. You know where the demand is. You know what the opportunity is. Take it, because you don't know what tomorrow brings. Okay? So that's where you are. If you're a short-term player, sell now, take the sure thing. Long-term player, sit back and watch the fun. This is crazy town.
Thanks for listening to the Smart Beach Investor Podcast, where we explore how investors leverage their real estate at the beach to live big lives and build their personal wealth. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode of the Smart Beach Investor.